Hey everybody, it's Bob from Pod Productions again. As you saw in the other videos, we went over kind of like the basics of setting up a bob. It was a little long, but it's pretty much to keep everybody on the basics, show you some basic packs, the different styles of packs. I talked briefly about an upcoming hike that a bunch of us from PAW and a whole bunch of people from across the internet are going to be going on. I'm going to show you what's involved with this pack. It's really not a bob per se, but bobs are no different than backpacking, guys. Pretty much, if the event is that bad, you're going to be on foot. You should plan for it. I'm not saying that you will be on foot, but more than likely you probably will. So backpacking is a really good way to put your ruck, yourself, and any of your gear that's inside here through its paces. Like we've said before, the more you use your gear, the more you learn about your gear, the better your gear will be and the better you'll be. So this pack's pretty much set up. I'm going to tell you right now it's missing a few items. One, I don't have any of my communications gear in there, my handhelds, my 2-meter, all that good stuff. I got it on charge right now and I really don't feel like taking it off just to put it in here. I have 1 or 2 food items that I haven't purchased yet to top off my food in here. There's going to be some items in here that people are going to ask why, and I'll try to explain to them why I have them. Basically, the pack is just like I showed before, except now I got my 2-liter bladder in there. The Nalgene bottle that I showed you, usually I'll have strapped either to my hip per that carabiner, or it'll actually be where I can clip it real fast to the shoulder strap and let it ride down by your hip. That's usually my water on the go. It's usually 3 liters to start. Like I said, I'm probably going to carry an extra bladder. I'll actually change this one out to I got a 3-liter Camelback bladder that I normally use. But depending on the weather situation, I'm either going to run 2 bladders or the 3-liter standalone with the Nalgene. Reason why is because it's really hot down here in southern Idaho. So, anyway, get this started. This basic medium mouse pack I showed you earlier. I'll start on this side and work myself around. Well, actually, I'll just start on the outside and work my way in. How about that? Basic Alice. As you can see, I got a hydration tube that's threaded along my shoulder straps. On the bottom down here, I still have that standard USGI poncho with the little patrol roll, so to speak, that I told you I'd made. In this first pouch, when you set up your pack, any of the exterior pouches, you want to have the stuff you're going to get to. Your first aid, your maps, your comms, anything like that, stuff that you need to without getting into your main pack, depending on the distance you have to go, because like I mentioned earlier, you know, some people's bobs might be something as small as that little Camelback mule. On your outside, the stuff you want to get to first, you can even have food out here, guys, if that's what you're gonna, you know you're gonna stop within the first 4 or 5 hours. You know, put some, like we were talking about, little quick Pogie Bake style food back there to keep you going, like Cliff Bars or Power Bars or whatnot. Alright, so my first pouch over here, I have water. This is one of those platypus water bags, pretty much. Open it up from the top here, it's like a big Ziploc. This holds just over 2 liters. Okay, one good thing about these is they actually sell hose kits. So this right here can actually be a bladder if I have to. That's why my normal setup that I usually have runs the attachment to this, so that way I can instantly take any of the water bags like this, drop them right in here, ready to go. I don't have to worry about anything. Plus, I'll describe later with my filter. The filter actually has a fill adapter where I can actually leave this in my pack and actually filter through the same tube I drank out of, and it's good to go. So that way I don't have to remove anything. Positives of modularity and using and knowing your gear over time, you start to find out where you can start saving weight and saving bulk so you can have better stuff. Alright, got that. One little spare Ziploc, nothing fancy. Got trash. It might be something I need to waterproof real quick if I get caught in a rainstorm. I usually just always keep one thrown down in there. Okay. This little black bag is my toilet paper. Gotta have some TP. It's also inside of a Ziploc bag, then inside this little ditty bag. Gotta keep my TP dry. And then in the bottom here, I have a little, probably about 20 feet of 550 cord, which, through all the times of me backpacking, I've never had to use any of my extra stocks of 550 or rope that's in here. Not that I'm jinxing myself or nothing, but I always carry it stashed in, always in the bottom of this little pouch or the bottom of that, or wrapped around here and there, and I've never had to use it. Even my hiking staff that I use, my Trax light staff, you know, the foam handle came off, wrapped it with 550. Haven't had to use it yet. Alright. The other pouch here in the center is some of the stuff I'm going to explain to you. This is my first aid pouch. Alright. It's right here in the center. It keeps some of the items in here protected because it's in the middle, so if I drop the pack or whatever, it's not landing directly on it. Some items in here people are going to say, well, why does he have those? And I'll explain. Right now I have these. This is a 2-pack of Ace Cold instant compresses. There's more than 2 in here. There's more like 4 or 5 of them. There's 2 large ones, I think 3 small ones. I also have another one down here in the bottom of the pack. Again, I'll explain to you why in just a second. My first aid kit is pretty basic. It's all in here. This is just, it's not a Coleman pack. It's not a Coleman first aid kit. This is just the package that I had laying around, and I can see what's in it, and it's pretty obvious. If I tell something happens, even to me and one of the other guys I'm hiking with or camp with, or let's say I'm even on a bug out with, I can turn around and say my first aid kit, it might not be this one, but I can say my first aid kit's in my ruck, it's in the middle pouch, and they're going to grab something, and they're either going to say, oh, first aid kit, or they're going to see that there's first aid in it. This is a really trimmed down kit, guys. Really trimmed down kit. It's basic medications. It's got some sun repellent, insect repellent, a little bit of everything more or less. Some bandages. It's got some ultra small compress dressings from some survival kits that you can find out there. Pretty simple. Open it up, everything's right there. Boom, boom, boom. Sting relief, and a whole bunch of meds. Everything from burn gels to anti-diarrhea medicine. Remember, you're going to be out there, your diet's changing, you're in the middle of the woods, you never know. Got to have something. Alright, back to the ice packs. The reason why I have those in there is this hike that we're coming up to do and to go on, the hike that we're going to go on is in the summer months here in southern Idaho. These are worth their weight in gold. There's a lot of times that your teammates just can't, they're not used to the heat, and worst case, you know, we're going to be in the middle of nowhere. Got to have a way to cool somebody down if they're experiencing any type of heat exhaustion or heat stroke and all that other goody. I'm dying because I didn't drink enough, or it's too hot, or whatever. That's why I have those. Normally I wouldn't carry these in my winter packs. I don't carry them. In your bob, go ahead and, you know, if you want, if you got a really good size first aid kit, you probably have some of those on there anyway. I mainly carry them just for the fact that there's a lot of this hike is pretty much an open invite from different internet forums, and you never know what people's skill and physical level is, and since I go on, I like to carry enough to be ready for anything that can happen. Alright, enough of that.